Looks good. Yeah, it's gonna get this video taken down. It's too risque for YouTube. Got it from Christmas from my parents. Hope you all had great Chris. We got a great Christmas prize right here. Oh my God, Green Bay's already got a touchdown. Devontae Adams, that's sick. Imagine if you can get players like that. Devontae Adams exists. Not everyone's a Jalen Reagor. Philadelphia lost 37-17 to Dallas. Philadelphia's now eliminated from the playoffs. We now are going to pick ahead of Dallas Cowboys, so we don't have to worry about a CeeDee Lamb situation. Even though I'm almost at a point where if CeeDee Lamb was still on the board when Philadelphia picked, they still would have went Jalen Reagor because, like, much like the movie Draft Day, Howie Roseman had a piece of paper. He's like, I don't know where this paper came from. They said Draft Reagor. And he found out, oh, it was nepotism because it came from the fact that Jalen Reagor's dad used to work on Philadelphia. And you know what? Howie Roseman probably had that exclusive scouting report from Jalen Reagor's dad saying, hey, he's actually not. He's faster than that shitty, underwhelming 40-yard dash time that he put out at the Combine. And then, you don't need Justin Jefferson. You don't need Brandon Ayuk. You don't need T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, Laviska Shenault, Gabriel Davis, Darnell Mooney, KJ Hamler. You don't need any of those guys. You need Jalen Reagor. You need a Jalen Reagor. You need to get that guy in the first round. Because you know what? If you don't draft him in the first round, I'm absolutely positively sure that he will probably slip to the third round because the team's going to be like, oh, I had Devin Duvernay and Jalen Reagor in the same team. Like, oh my God, he's so bad. Jalen Reagor is terrible. He is not JJ level of terrible because at least Reagor can get on the field. He offers absolutely nothing. I could not tell you the best strength of Jalen Reagor. Special teams, maybe, had a punt return for a touchdown. And if you told me, let's run 3 cut-ups. Let's watch Jalen Reagor and Alshon Jeffrey side by side over the last couple games. I could not tell you who the faster receiver was. And we drafted Jalen Reagor ahead of Justin Jefferson because he thought he was a more explosive player. Like, that with JJ, that is a fireable offense. That is enough. If Jeffrey Lurie is a competent owner, if he's an owner that will prioritize the success of this franchise above whatever weird relationship he has with Howie Roseman, I'm starting to think maybe, tinfoil hat time, it's like some Robert Kraft weird shit, like devil spit roast, tag team action, Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie are the tag team champs of Delco, underground, backyard, Jello fighting, or something weird like that. Like the level of security and comfortability that Howie Roseman has for his job right now is ridiculous to me because he's absolutely the biggest reason why Philadelphia is the first team eliminated in the worst division in recent NFL memory. I'm sure we'll get to more on that as we go through the grades today. Jalen Hurts, 21 of 39, 342 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Also had 3 fumbles. 2 fumbles? 3 fumbles. I think 3 fumbles, but 2 officially. Lost 1 at the end. That was kind of home cooked. I think he was down, but what we saw was the first drive was electrifying. I was excited. I thought it was going to be more of the same what we saw over the last 2 weeks. Entertaining, exciting Eagles football. Never believed that we're really going to win. But it's Dallas. They suck equally, right? And then Dallas went, let's spy them. We got Van Der Esch. We got Jalen Smith, athletic linebackers, solid linebackers. Let's spy them. Let's make them beat us. Let's make Jalen Hurts beat us from the pocket. And Fox was trying to push this narrative this is the, Dallas is 27-3 since Fletcher Cox exited with a stinger injury. What the hell is a stinger injury, okay? What is that? Right? Stinger injury, sometimes they're out for a drive, other times, was it Jordan Howard last year Philly had a stinger, was really out for half the year. But they were trying to push this narrative that Fletcher Cox losing was the turning point of the game. It hurts not having someone like a beast like Fletcher Cox out there. Turning point was absolutely Dallas is let's make Jalen Hurts play pocket quarterback. And Doug was like, oh shit, we can't run with Jalen Hurts. So now, all right, let's go back to the old offense, the Carson Wentz offense. Jalen Hurts, he's looking good. Let's go. And what did we see? The exact same thing we saw when Carson Wentz was under center. Turnovers, indecisiveness, bad throws, bad play calling, no separation. I cannot thank Dallas enough. This Dallas defense that up until 3 weeks ago was a historically bad defense did nothing but expose how bad Doug Peterson's play calling is. When you take away the fact that Jalen Hurts could improvise a little bit and you made him play in a structured offense, which is really the only sustainable offense in today's NFL. We saw that with Lamar Jackson. All it takes for a team to be like, Let's just don't let them do the big thing they're good at, which is not always, sometimes you just can't stop what you know is coming. But once you figure that out, you can expose a team. And Philadelphia got exposed today. We got exposed to just how bad and bland this offense is. We had Jalen Hurts, 69 yards running, 57 yards and a touchdown for Miles Sanders, who I feel like had 2 carries in the second half, which is absolutely copy and paste for every game this year because that's how Doug Peterson calls plays. Deshaun Jackson had an 81-yard touchdown, which was amazing. Maybe one of the best plays all year. And then I shit you not, the only other times I've seen Deshaun Jackson was literally on the sideline on 3rd and long. So it'd be a 3rd and long, and before they pan to the field to show the play, it's Deshaun Jackson on the sideline talking to someone. Why isn't he out there? Like, he has 2 games left in his Eagles career. Why is he not out there god-awful about his stats? Why is Jalen Reagor, who is god-awful, out there over Deshaun Jackson? Like, that is the management, the team management, the fact that Philadelphia has no way of finding a balance to the squad of where you clearly should play young players over old players or play when's the right time to play a veteran over a young guy. Like, they cannot manage that whatsoever, which is unfortunate. And there's a lot of people that think that is above Doug Peterson's pay grade. That is coming down from Howie Roseman and a little bit of a Jerry Jones pulling the puppet strings kind of thing. But generally speaking, I mean, Quez Watkins looks like the fastest player on the field when he gets his opportunities. I'm almost 100% certain that when I did my Eagles draft grades video where I graded every pick that the Eagles made, I think Quez Watkins, and I'm almost 100% sure Quez Watkins got a higher grade for me than Jalen Reagor because Quez Watkins is actually fast. And you're seeing it. Jalen Reagor is not, I honestly cannot tell you one positive thing that Jalen Reagor has in his skill set. His route running is meh. He hasn't won jump balls. His speed looks incredibly underwhelming. Doesn't have any juice. Runs out of bounds versus trying to make something happen, make a guy miss. It is just, you cannot. You want to be happy that we just got a really good pick. You cannot let Howie Roseman lead this draft. You cannot let Howie Roseman lead this offseason. It's absolutely like Jeffrey Lurie is a good owner. I think Jeffrey Lurie is a strong owner. I think he's a top 10 owner in the NFL. He wants this team to win. If Howie Roseman doesn't publicly get demoted, even if it's a demotion via promotion, you just give him a new flashy title, but you just have him like, I don't know if it's going to be that Dorsey guy that we got from the Browns. I don't know what it is. Look, it's a passionate thing when this stupid fucking mic just slowly works his way in the shot every goddamn. Howie Roseman needs to be the guy. Offensively today for the Eagles, they're getting a C-. The first half was good, I guess. The rest was garbage. Howie Roseman, we need to have a guy, and this is the biggest thing about why we fucked up by letting Joe Douglas, just because Howie Roseman is timid and wouldn't give him the GM title and go to Jets. We needed to have a guy that it's like, all right, here's our draft board. Here's free agency. Here's some guys I want. Here's some guys we can move. You go like, Howie Roseman, go get these guys. You figure out the contracts. You work with the agents. You do all that stuff. But these are the moves we need to make. Like, Howie Roseman just needs to be a doer. He doesn't need to be a planner. He can't be a planner. He's a nerd. He's a nerd. Howie Roseman is a nerd. We all know Howie Roseman can't throw a spiral. We all know Howie Roseman he probably has worse hands than Aguilar when he was here. Howie Roseman is a nerd, and you can't trust a nerd to make evaluations like that. Okay? He's not a football guy. Absolutely has it's so annoying. I don't want to just have a 15-minute video about this. I already talked about why I think Howie Roseman needs to get fired. He just needs to be the contract guy. And even that is bad. Philly's in terrible salary cap contract right now. Our roster is bleak and every video that I make about the Eagles, no matter what topic's about, no matter what I'm talking about Philadelphia, it could be about free agency. It could be about the color of the lights at the stadium. At the end of the day, it all comes down to Howie Roseman's fault. And as we grade, I'll just get through the grades here and finish up with my last little Howie talk. The special teams was meh. Defensively, how is Marcus Epps? The injuries they are what they are. And Okay, I'll do the grades because again, I was just getting ready to shit all over Howie Roseman again. Defensively, Brandon Graham was solid. Vinny Curry was solid. Darius Slay had an interception, which was nice to see. Alex Singleton, like that one blown play, he looked super fast. He better get like a 90 speed in Madden. That was impressive. Honestly, Jalen Mills wasn't too bad for what it is. Michael Jacquet got abused. And, I mean, he honestly hung in there. I thought Michael Jacquet, for an undrafted free agent, did as good as you possibly could have expected last week against DeAndre Hopkins. And this week, it's like one of those things, what are we going to ask for? Get safety help? The safety that was helping him in the first half was Epps. The two worst players are on the same side of the field. That probably comes down to Jim's, like, how is Epps getting reps over Kevon Wallace? I cannot. Kevon Wallace was a slot corner and a safety, a do-it-all, jack-of-all-trades kind of guy for Clemson. How is that guy not playing over like a UDFA from goddamn like Wyoming and Marcus Epps? That definitely falls on to Jim Schwartz and that Jim Schwartz bubble of guys that Jim Schwartz likes. But, I mean, defense gets an F. It was shit. You cannot let Dallas run all over you like that. But how many years? Like, Philly has been the most injury-prone team, we'll say, at least in the NFC. 100%, like, literally feels like since we won the Super Bowl, even the year we won the Super Bowl, we had so many starters on IR going into that. So 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You can make a legitimate argument that we'll just say in the NFC, no team has been injury-prone and has had to rely on their depth than the Philadelphia Eagles. Therefore, you would stress that for Philadelphia, having depth is paramount because for whatever reason, there's an injury crisis at this team. I don't know if it's the way they practice, the way they train, the way they do strength and conditioning. The shittiest luck of all time, Philadelphia every single year has their depth tested. And what does Philadelphia fail to have time and time and time again? Depth. And where does that fall on? Howie Roseman. We've failed to have proper adequate depth at wide receiver. We've failed to do it at linebacker, defensive end, corner, safety. And it's just, there's only so much that 4 or 5 years of terrible drafting, of terrible contracts being held in free agency can go without being punished. And we are just seeing it on full display this season with Philadelphia. You're seeing years of Howie Roseman failing this organization at every level to build a roster, to build a competent roster, to build a strong 53 that can be relied upon week in and week out. And this is what you get, man. This is what you get. I got 12 minutes worth of talking about thanking Dallas for giving us a high pick to pretty much be like, if we don't make a change, what are the odds we mess up? Like, if Howie Roseman is picking at pick 5, pick 6, wherever, like, it's got to be something fucking stupid. Or like Jamar Chase, Patrick Surtain, Devontae Smith, Micah Parsons. You cannot mess it up. One of those 4 guys. Right now, if I had to put them in order, I would say honestly, Surtain might be the biggest need for Philadelphia. 5 or 6, that's not a bad spot. I'd say, honestly, it's a 1A, 1B between Surtain and Jamar Chase. And then number 2 would be Devontae Smith. 3 would be Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is only there because linebacker, it is what it is. We don't value that position. And it's unlikely that we'll just completely change our philosophy if everything remains the same to get a linebacker there. Howie Roseman's going to end up trading back, getting like Sean Wade, like a slot corner, and trying to force him on the outside, or trading back, getting a lineman, getting a D tackle, Davion Nixon from like just something unbelievably stupid that we cannot let a DK Metcalf, a Justin Jefferson, we cannot afford as a franchise. Philadelphia generally is not going to be bad enough to pick top 5 again. You're hoping. So you have to make the most of this down year. Good teams rebound because they hit on that early pick and they're never picking there again, or at least for like a nice little period. And we're 100%, I have zero faith that we're not going to fuck that up if Howie Roseman's still here. So I don't know, fellas. I'm happy with the loss. It's over. The season's over. I can go back to not caring about Eagles football in terms of like getting like, can they win? I got to get my hopes up. Can we go on this run? It's over. Thank God. It's over. It's stress. It's relief. But I just can't. I don't know if I'm just so far gone down this rabbit hole that I can't look at maybe bigger pictures. Maybe it is something with Doug. Maybe it is. I just cannot see any other reason than Howie Roseman is 100% the reason why we are where we are. And I don't know, man. The fall is going to be interesting, and I'm sure going to let you guys know what's going on with the follow. But that is it. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have the first episode of those flashback rebuilds. I started editing on Christmas Day. It was Christmas Day, and then Boxing Day did a bunch of family stuff. So I just kind of been picking at it. So hopefully it'll be out tomorrow. But yeah, Eagles are out of the playoffs. Cannot wait for this offseason with Howie Roseman here still.